On behalf of the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, I would like to welcome you all to this School Education Sector Plan Joint Review Meeting pre-wrap-up session. I would like to request Mr. Sivakumar Sapkota, the Joint Secretary of Planning and Monitoring Division of the Ministry, for chairing this session. Thank you for chairing the session, sir. Similarly, I would like to request Luke Beaumont, the Development Partner Co-Focal Point, Deputy Head of Mission, the British Embassy in Nepal, to co-chair this morning session. Thank you, sir, for co-chairing the session. Now, with the permission of the chair and co-chair, I would like to proceed ahead with the rest of the agenda. Thank you, sir, for the permissions. Now, I would like to welcome all the Joint Secretaries and Director Generals of the central level agencies, the Development Partner Focal Point, Anup Vanik, the delegation of the European Union to Nepal, representatives from joint financing partners and development partners, officials from the ministry, the central level agencies, line ministries, representatives from the UN agencies, representatives from civil society organizations, and all other valued participants. And I would like you all to take a seat. Now, I'd like to briefly highlight on the main agenda of this meeting. We will start with the brief opening remarks by the co-chair, and then after there will be the presentation of two agreed actions of two events. One is the midterm review of SESP and other is joint review, and then we'll conclude with the closing remarks by the respected chair. So with this background, now I would like to request the respected co-chair, the development partner co-focal point, Deputy Head of Mission, the British Embassy in Nepal, Luke Beaumont, for the opening remarks.
Namaskar. Directors General, Joint Secretaries, Development Partner colleagues, esteemed leaders, good afternoon. I hope that the folks in the room have enjoyed their 60 rupee Santosh lunch. I understand that Santosh is Nepali British, and it looked absolutely delicious to me. Apologies, I'm a few minutes late. I've been at a university graduation ceremony. It's a very joyful occasion, but not a quick one. So apologies for my slight delay. So I'm now opening the closing of this week, the end of 5 days of this joint review meeting of the School Education Sector Plan. So let me start by just saying how in awe we all are of the government's exceptional leadership throughout this process. As my ambassador said on Monday when he opened at the start of the week, it's hard to believe how far you've come and how resilient you've been since September. It's a testament to your commitment to Nepal and to public service for the children of Nepal that we are here this week at all. And from the very first day of this JRM, we found ourselves repeatedly acknowledging your dedication. Even so, thank you feels far too small to capture your extraordinary efforts and your seamlessly effective work throughout this meeting. You've delivered a JRM of remarkable depth, inclusiveness, and clarity. And please be assured that as education development partners, we stand firmly beside you, committed to continuing our support in our shared mission of quality education for every child in Nepal. And let us recognize the invaluable engagement of the joint financing partners, development partners, civil society, guardians, associations, youth representatives, and academia who have enriched the dialogue this week and strengthened the process as we look at our progress and confronted the challenges that we now face. This week, our discussions highlighted the urgent need to address stagnant learning outcomes, to reinforce early years foundational learning, teacher competencies, and to grasp the opportunities presented by system digitisation, and using evidence to guide planning. And we acknowledged the importance of strengthening inclusiveness and accountability mechanisms, improving data reporting systems, and advancing reforms like standardised assessments and climate-smart schools. As many said throughout this week, Nepal's education sector is supported by a strong policy framework, and our shared responsibility now lies in translating that into improvements in children's learning. We've got to get that alignment between local planning, national priorities, and the ongoing reform of the school sector education plan. This will be essential to achieve the results that we all want in the remaining years of phase 1 and the next phase of the school sector education plan. So this joint review meeting has once again shown the strength of Nepal's education partnership. The live streaming on YouTube has opened doors for so many to engage young people, civil society, people with an interest across all levels. And that really shows you the government's commitment to transparency and to an inclusive dialogue. And that's so important because education is fundamentally, it's about the future. And so it's everyone's business and it's everyone's responsibility. And now we all share a role in taking action to make education ever better in Nepal. It's through collective participation that we can help children improve their learning. So let me commend once again the government and all the partners for their insights, for their dedication, and for their constructive engagement. The path ahead requires focus, adaptability, and collective effort. But I'm confident that together we will deliver the progress that our children deserve. Dhanyabad, and we look forward to continuing this journey together.
Thank you, sir, for the valuable remarks. Now, I would like to request Deputy Director General of CHRD, respected Mahendra Parajuli, sir, for presenting the main, the agreed actions of midterm review event that we had recently.
Thank you, Ramesh sir. Respected Chair, Joint Secretary from Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, Co-Chair, Joint Secretary from Ministry, Director from CLAs, delegates from development partners, colleagues from government sides, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and namaste everybody. SESP is a 10-year strategic plan approved in 2022. It focuses on equitable access, enhance learning outcome, improve governance, and strengthen resilience in Nepalese education system. As per the Joint Financing Agreement, JFA, a joint midterm review MTR is to be conducted in the third year of the program to evaluate the implementation of results, budget execution, and alignment of the strategies. The purpose of the MTR was to assess progress made during the first half of the first 5 years of the SESP. Implementation period, identify core challenges and opportunity, as well as recommended adjustment to the remaining period of the plan and beyond. With this context and background, the 13 agreed point of the 8 memo SESP midterm review, let me present. These are the 13 points that we agreed on the midterm review of SESP. The first one, the agreed action is finalize the SESP revision, strategic, PRF, target, costing for the remaining implementation of period, fiscal year 2025-26 and 26 to 27. The timeline will be March 2026. The major responsibility, MOEST, CHRD with GFP support. Development of the roadmap of the costed second phase SESP 2027-2032. The timeline will be March 2026. Similarly, update the program action PAP and DLI metrics. The timeline will be February 2026. The major responsibility will be MOEST and CHRD. Similarly, the fourth agreed action point is prepare a master plan for school restructuring to support merging and rationalization of school, ensuring equity and inclusiveness and equality. The timeline is March 2026. Major responsibility Ministry and CHRD. Similarly, the fifth agreed action is implementation of TA framework, including update the common TA register to reflect the availability of TA resource in alignment with the SESP priorities. Then the second one is confirm the scope and modality of the TSU for the remaining period under the first phase of SESP. The timeline and major responsibility is mentioned there. Similarly, the sixth agreed action is prepare a comprehensive TOR for EDCU to function as an effective technical hub to support the local government and school. Review and restructure the SCSP TC technical committee and technical working group as per required. That is the responsibility of SCSP steering committee and TCL leads and co-leads. The eighth agreed point is conduct an in-depth study on the aspiration of youth and implication in education. Conduct an assessment of existing capacity gaps in all levels of government and develop a costed capacity development plan. That is purpose timeline is April, May 2026 and lead by MOEST. Similarly, the 10th agreed action is conduct in-depth evaluation of the existing technical STEM in secondary education. The major responsibility will be MOEST, CHRD, including DPs. The timeline is April, May 2026. Similarly, the 11th agreed action is to develop a costed program document on improving foundational learning for grade 1 to 5. The major responsibility is MOEST, CHRD, and the deadline is April, May 2026. Conduct an in-depth review of the effectiveness and efficiency of existing scholarship scheme and rationalize if necessary. This is the 12th agreed point that will be led by CHRD, and the timeline is May 2026. And the last but not the least, the 13th agreed point is technical support to CLC to roll out NFE testing and certification of knowledge and skill for employability and adolescents and the youth. That is led by CHRD, and the timeline is April, May 2026. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the presentation of the agreed actions of the midterm review event. Now, I'd like to invite Anup Vanik, the DP focal point for the presentation of the agreed actions of JRM 2025.
Thank you, Rameshi. Mr. Joint Secretary, Mr. Deputy Ambassador, CHRD colleagues, MOST colleagues, colleagues in general, partner colleagues, good afternoon. I feel like we've been in this room in the same family for the last, not even week, I would say 7 working days by now. And it were very intensive working days, but I think we can be proud of what already Mahendraji presented from the MTR 8 memoir, but also the joint actions that we agreed for the JRM. So let me be brief because there are 20 of them. And as they are also presented on the screen, plus, of course, the 8 memoir will be both 8 memoirs will be finalized soon and will be shared with all of you. But so just to give you an idea, we discussed on the submission of different achievement reports deadlines Also, the verification of year 3 achieved DLIs and remaining year 1 DLIs. So this is all linked to the joint financing partners and the disbursement mechanisms. Very important, we would like to see that the amended GFA, where FCDO is officially brought on board and where unfortunately we officially recognize the withdrawal of USAID, is signed as soon as possible. Also, good news, the submission of the revised GPE system capacity grant proposal for GPE after consultation with the local education partnership, which would or should lead to additional financing for the ministry. So that's good. We have to conduct an analysis of the inconsistencies and duplications in EMIS data by verifying the actual data of the field and then also triangulating it with the National Statistic Office data. To complete the process of linking the NAB and EMIS to ensure that grades 11 and 12 are also included in the EMIS system. To validate and establish a baseline for percentage of grade 3 students achieving minimum proficiency in reading and numeracy, and share the final report of the NARN from 2024. Prepare and finalize a comprehensive teacher competency framework with a detailed profile of all competencies, of all categories of teachers, on the basis of field-based diagnostic assessment. Establish an institutional mechanism between the MOST and its CLA, CHRD, CDC, ERO, TSCs and faculties of education of universities for coordination and harmonization of teachers' preparation, selection and development process. Form a dedicated unit in CHRD led by the director of the finance section to advance the SES rollout. Approve the comprehensive school safety implementation guidelines. Approve the green school standards. Update SSDP ineligible expenses to Norway, JICA and Finland. Roll out the updated, and now I'm in trouble because I have to speak Nepali here, Sikai Chaudhry, and the development adaptation of relevant, accessible and quality assured e-learning materials for grade 9 to 12 science and mathematics subjects, as well as for ECD and MLE as per strategic roadmap. Update the science school needs assessments, coordinate with the MOFI on unblocking access to climate financing for education sector, confirming support in the ASIP or the AWPB, and technical assistance for capacitating CLCs and strengthening ALP skills training and the use of innovation and technology. Finalize alternative ECD framework and ECD subsector strengthening work procedure. Explicit communication over the number of year of ECD as part of the ECD communication strategy section that is to be integrated in the SESP overall communication strategy. Develop, appraise and approve local education plans and allocate grants in the 26-27 ASIP and AWP, thereby enabling all local education plans to achieve formal approval and move forward with implementation. And finally, strengthen implementation of safe school minimum standards and climate resilient school mapping. I'm happy to say that the main responsible agency for all of this is MOSC and CHRD, but of course this will be done with support from all partners here in the room and also online. And as you can see, I think we covered all different subsectors, we covered all different topics, so I think we did a good job, and I would like to thank the government team and the partners once again for the really hard work done. Thank you.
Thank you, Anup, for the presentation of the agreed actions and also reiterating the commitment for the continued support to the school education sector. Now we have almost arrived at the end of this meeting. I'd like to request the Chair, respected Sivakumar Sapkota, the Joint Secretary of Planning and Monitoring Division of the Ministry, for the closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramesh. respected co-chair, FCDO Deputy Head of Mission, and DP Focal Point, DP colleagues, Joint Secretaries of the Ministry, Director Generals from different departments, colleagues from different ministries, commissions, agencies, colleagues from the ministry, different departments, experts, Chief Technical Advisor Dr. Vishnu Karki, TSU colleagues, British Council colleagues, and colleagues from different agencies, NGOs, INGOs. My team, namaste everybody. First of all, I would like to convey a message of our respected secretary that because of his another urgent commitment with a meeting at the Minister of Finance, he has delegated me to chair this pre-wrap-up session, and he has sent us the message of congratulations and best wishes. So this is what I would like to convey the message of our respected secretary to all of you. With this now, first of all, I would finish my assignment to be mandated to the chair. So first of all, I would like to officially announce that we have now concluded joint review mission of the past 5 days exercise, which was built on 2 days midterm review of SESP. This is the last day of, in a way, both the missions or meetings. Specifically, it is the last day of and the conclusion of joint review mission of 5 days course. The another point which I would like to mention here is this mission has remained and been in place with a little bit different context, and it did have some additional responsibilities as compared with the other regular joint review missions or meetings. Midterm review happened to be just before this mission, and the joint midterm review was basically the review of progress of SESP over the past 3 years, and also the midterm review was in fact meant for providing us strong recommendation for course corrections, agenda for improvement in the immediate term or within the next remaining period of time, and also beyond the SESP. Right, so the midterm review mission event and the resolution that we have concluded in the midterm review mission was in fact the basis for this particular mission, JRM, and now JRM has endorsed the whole process and basically the resolution of midterm review mission as well. So in that case, it has the very important conclusion in form of aide-memoire, which is in a way a combination of both the aide-memoire of midterm review mission and joint review mission. In that case, it has a little bit different and a little bit kind of significant value in terms of our engagement. And now I would also like to highlight the process that we involved in the whole process, both the missions like midterm and JRM. Colleagues from different agencies like development partners, different stakeholders, government colleagues, interdepartmental colleagues, interministerial colleagues, right? We engaged very strongly in the whole process of discussion, deliberations. We contributed, all of us contributed to the whole process of discussion, as well as to figure out the solution and also the corrections for future course of action. So that level of engagement and that level of ownership in the discussion and in providing us a lot of inputs and feedback, right? It was wonderful, and we really acknowledge the whole level of participation and the engagement of entire meeting delegates and the stakeholder in the process of both the missions. We are very much impressed by the way you demonstrated your level of engagement in the whole process. And the next point could be like the preparation for the missions, the meetings. Like midterm review mission was in fact led by or guided by a very comprehensive report, which was a result of independent research or study conducted by independent expert team, which was commissioned by the Minister of Education in a joint manner. But it was independent team, and it was the independent research which provided us a lot of basis for discussion, and that guided us to finalize the agenda for discussion, and also that provided us a lot of contents to put into the memoir and to agree on the agreed action points. So at the same time, we also invited to presentation and independent and internal sort of review from different development partners as well, and also the government, Minister of Education also provided very intensive inputs to the whole process through different forms like presentation, internal review and discussion. And that definitely enriched the whole process of developing common understanding and figuring out the future course of action during the midterm review. And also in the JRM, almost the same level of process adopted, and basically the JRM was conducted on the basis of series of sets of reports, status reports submitted by the government, Minister of Education and CHRD and different departments. And as I understand the whole process during the meeting, our development partners and the stakeholders were pretty satisfied with the level of preparation that the government institutions demonstrated, and at the same time the contribution of entire participants and also the government colleagues. So in that case, we should definitely appreciate the effort and contribution from different corners of the participants who became the very core the elements of those meetings. And we saw agreed actions. Yes, if you see the agreed actions in detail, we will find certain categories of actions. The first category could be, there are a couple of agreed actions which we have put to clear the backlog of unfinished, actions and activities in the past, though we had already agreed in different forums like this, right? And the another set of activities, if you really see that include certain reform initiation for the very immediate future. For example, within the next 6 months period of time, we are looking for certain sort of changes and certain sort of reform in the whole functioning system. And the third category of the actions, if you look at very seriously, and if you go through this in depth, then you will find the actions which are meant for and which are designed for futuristic steps, which is even sometimes beyond the SESP, right? So the futuristic actions, meaning that are also based on the understanding of the current situation, based on the whole discussion on the situation that is coming up in the country, maybe from different political front and also from different stakeholders, right? So we did understand the aspiration and voices of entire stakeholder community and also from the entire citizen front. So that also have been captured in the discussion and also in designing the actions, which we have put into the memoir, right? So that level of understanding of the situation and also that level of understanding of the implementation status, right? That gave us, definitely a very solid, foundation to think about future and to agree on the actions which are definitely futuristic and which will go even beyond the SESP, the first phase of SESP life. So those were the definitely, kind of the whole discourse that we accomplished during the past 2 weeks, very intensive and rigorous weeks, though it was stressful, but we at the end of the day came up with a very solid conclusion and the very satisfactory level of the agreement in form of agreed actions and the document which we call ad memoir. With this, now I would like to again offer my vote of thanks to the entire DP colleagues, basically head of agencies. We had the presence of head of agencies from different GFA partners, which was in fact a source of inspiration for all of us. And also we managed to have a courtesy call of head of agencies with Honorable Minister, where we had very intensive discussion on different agenda. This is even beyond the SESP, right? We covered different agenda of education sector development. So that was very interesting for entire the delegates and the ministry side. And in the meantime, I would like to thank the ministry colleagues and department, CHRD colleagues, DP colleagues for your preparation and for your the level of engagement that you have demonstrated in the whole process. And the entire colleagues from the ministry, experts, stakeholders, participants, though they are not here today in this room, we used to have very extensive participation of different stakeholders. I would like to acknowledge their time and dedication and also interest in the whole agenda that we have set for discussion during the 2 events. And lastly, I would also like to thank our ministry leadership, Honorable Minister and respected Secretary for their very strong leadership and backing to us to go ahead with in a very autonomous manner. We have different culture in bureaucracy in Nepal, you might have noticed, but at least in our ministry, you see, we have a kind of functional autonomy in delivering the performance or in performing the job. So in that case, I have felt kind of autonomy, and I have been mandated a lot of power to decide to take decision with regard to the whole course that we have organized over the past couple of weeks, I should say. So in that case, I do remember their openness and flexibility in thinking and also a generosity in providing us autonomy to work in a very conducive environment. So with this, I'd like to conclude and announce again the pre-wrap-up of JRM right here, and after this I will go for the final wrap-up meeting with Minister of Finance. So colleagues, I do take note of your presence in the closing or pre-wrap-up session, sir. Absolutely, you have become our new partner, though, in SESP, but we do have, the long list of cooperation and support from UK government in Nepal, especially in the education sector. So your support, your level of interest, and your words that you have expressed to us, it was definitely, a point of encouragement to all of us. I do value your presence and your concern and interest in the whole process. Thank you very much, sir, for your presence and time. With this, I would like to conclude this pre-wrap-up session right there. Thank you very much. See you around.
Thank you, sir. Dear delegates, may I request you to wait for 1 more minute, please? We have a small but very important event. This JRM will be, as we have the information for Purnima Gurung from UNICEF. This will be the last event. So therefore, we'd like to extend a small token of love, please, madam. And I would like to request the chair and also Anuk and the DG sir from CHRD to facilitate this, small event. Thank you. We have also the information that Mohan sir from World Bank is also going to be retired soon, and this will be the last event for him as well. But unfortunately, we cannot see him. On behalf of Mohan sir, I'd like to request any other colleague from the World Bank to receive a small token of love yeah.
On behalf of Mohanji.
Okay, that's fine, sir. Fine. Yes. This one. Okay.
Is it the one that you
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So, I think this is now a gift from Mohanji to you, right? So, okay.
Thank you so much.
And this is only our since he completed his long tenure,
15 years in
15 years
His second
in
career.
bank, right? It was second career of course, for it. So we have felt very, good and great experience working with you. Please convey in our best wishes. And this is the experience of
Thank you, sir. Purnima ma'am wants to speak a few words, please.
Thank you. I think I must take 1 minute, at least I don't want to wait too long. Thank you so much. I did spend around 21 years in UNICEF. So I really enjoyed my life working in UNICEF, but I must thank that without the support of government officials, it would not have been possible. Thank you so much. This is a great opportunity. Especially I've been working very much closely with Nilkantha sir. who has been really very supportive. I don't think, I mean, like without his support, it wouldn't have possible. But there are a lot of things, and I'm very happy that they said memor. There are a lot of things to be taken forward, but even though I may not be there officially, something like that, but informally, I'll be always there. So thank you so much, all the DPs and Anouk and everything, all peoples in this room, and as also online, those who are there. Thank you so much. I will be taking off, and I would like to take the next part of my journey. Thank you.
Colleagues, just 30 more seconds. So we have celebrity chef. No,
We don't.
we don't. Okay. Anyway, I think at some point there's a sweet ending to this sweet ending. So he has, as you know, Chef Santosh Shah, or Master Chef Santosh Shah, should I say, has generously catered for the last four days of the JRM, and he has also sent some sweets for us, and I think he will be here shortly. So for those of us who will stay behind, there'll be an opportunity to meet him and hopefully thank him. Thank you so much.